Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot a GE dishwasher that's not powering on. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the GE dishwasher in question. Obviously it's not in a kitchen cabinet where it should be, but I actually got this thing for free, and I'm going to show you how to fix the issue of it not turning on. Pretty much right now it's plugged in, we got power. If you hit the start button, absolutely nothing happens. This is a real common issue on these GE dishwashers. I went ahead and hooked it up to my test station where I've got power feeding in, I got water supply, and I've got the drain going to the drain. So everything should mimic a kitchen fairly accurately. Now, this video is going to be applicable to pretty much any sort of GE dishwasher. They're all relatively the same. This particular model number is right there. So if yours is exact match, then this will be exactly the same. But if not, like I said, the concepts in this video will work to any sort of GE dishwasher. So let's get to repairing this thing. The very first thing we need to do is go ahead and take off the two screws that are holding on this kick plate right here. There should be one on each side. Alright, so now we're going to come to the underneath portion of the dishwasher, and we're going to check to see if we're getting 120 volts being supplied to the main control board. And in order to do that, we need to open up this electrical box right here. So there should be one screw right there, and there's a slot on this side, so we should just be able to undo this screw and just push the tab on this side and take this box or this cover off. That was that tab I was talking about. So you just got to kind of undo the screw from this side and kind of reach around and push that tab in, and this whole box should come right out. So with the cover removed, we're going to go ahead and undo this connector right here, and we should be able to undo it right there. And we're going to measure the voltage from if you're looking at this from left to right, from these two pins starting from the left, so 1 and 2. So that last pin that corresponds to the green wire is just a ground, but the voltage, the AC voltage between these two pins should be 120 volts that are being sent to the main control board. So let's go ahead and measure the voltages of those two pins. So I've got my meter set to AC voltage, which is V followed by a squiggly line, and I'm just going to set it right there, and then I'm just going to use these probes. It doesn't matter what color probe goes in which pin, and I'm just going to squeeze that in there and see if, well, it's maybe better actually what to do this like this way. Try to get contact like this. Oh, I guess I was wrong. We got that shoved in there. We're going to do this one here, and there we go. So with the probes of the multimeter shoved inside the connector over here, it doesn't matter which probe goes into which part of the connector, meaning what color, we're getting 120 volts. So which tells us that our power supply board is getting the correct amount of power. Now, if you do this and you don't get any voltage, then you have an issue with the voltage or electricity coming from your house. It could be a tripped breaker, or it could be, a burnt out wire, but it's not the dishwasher that's causing this issue. It's a house electrical issue. So that eliminates one thing right there. Make sure you're getting 120 volts to your main control board. We've verified that we're getting 120 volts. I'm going to go ahead and put that connector back in there because we do need this thing to be powered
in order to do the next troubleshooting step, which is determining whether the main control board is bad or the user interface board is bad. Now, the way to do that is this cable right here, this thin cable right there, I think it's got 5 different wires, is what carries the signal from the main control board, which is down here, to the user interface panel, which is what you're actually using. The buttons is that screen you're actually pushing the buttons on. Now, I'm going to momentarily just disconnect it just to show you what we're going to be looking at here. So when we disconnect this connector right here, we see that there's going to be a red, white, and a white wire right there, red and white. And on the opposite side, most of the time, there's going to be a black wire. In this case, it's a black and yellow wire, but mostly what we're going to be worried about is if there's a red and white wire and there's a black wire. We're going to measure the voltages between those 2 wires. So between the red and the black, we should have 14 volts DC. Now, if we have 14 volts DC coming from the main control board, which is right here, that tells us that the main control board is okay and is sending the appropriate voltages to the user interface panel, and it's actually that board / panel that's bad. So I'm going to show you how to do that test next. Alright, so to measure the 14 volts, I do apologize if there's a little bit of background noise. I think my neighbor's doing some sort of remodeling. Anyways, the best way to measure the 14 volts without taking apart the whole thing, in my opinion, is to do it like this. So you can use, I have these sort of really thin wires, but a paper clip unfolded would probably do the same, would do the trick as well. But you just want to shove one of the wires into the red wire pin and the other one into the black wire pin, because it's impossible to get the multimeter leads down there just because the space is so cramped. But yeah, you can definitely use paper clips. Just make sure they don't touch each other. But then yeah, go ahead and just plug this back into the dishwasher. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is to measure those wires or paper clip leads. And to do that, we're going to put your meter, or put our meter, to volts DC. The DC is just the solid line followed by the dotted line. So we have volts DC right here. So, and then we're just going to take the measurements from those wires or those paper clips using our multimeter. Now, if you get a negative reading, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really mean anything. It just means you got your wires polarity mixed up. But we should have any sort of voltage between 13 to, let's say, 15 volts would mean that our control board is doing its job, and it's our interface panel or interface board that's bad. So now I'm just going to put my multimeter leads to these wires and see what I get. So as you can see right there, I'm getting 13.2 volts, which is great. That tells me that my main control board is working just fine, and it's the actual user interface panel that needs to be replaced. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and now I'm at pretty much 0 volts. And so if it was 0 volts, that would tell me that it's the actual control board that needs to be replaced. So that is how you troubleshoot a GE dishwasher that's not powering on. Now, the whole purpose of this video was to show you exactly which part is bad and which part you should just go ahead and order, or if that's something you actually want to do. I think replacing the control board is probably a little bit easier than replacing the panel or the interface panel, but both can be done fairly easily, and it sure beats taking out your dishwasher and installing a new one altogether. So if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.